guys have got it, I ain't got it. Whatever. YouTube hates me. I ain't got it. Whatever. That's horrible. I knew it was running because I hear great scream. I still got the waiting on Ken Stout. Alright, time to fire up the macro. Ignition.
Good morning. It is 8:59. Almost straight up. It is not straight up because the minute hand's not quite on the 12 yet, right? So you can't call that straight up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into January 9th, 2024. Ken Style Live with the Zoom homies. The Zoom homies with Ken Style Live, except for tonight when it's Bro Ken and the Bromies. Going back to what was said on Doug's show this morning. Some of you might remember. Some of you will figure it out. We have William, Rich, Greg, Sin, and Josh with us already. If you guys would like to go ahead and say with us already. Hello, I'll verify we have audio.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll verify we have audio.
Don't bother me, I'm eating.
I think we have audio over there, so let's get this going here. Sam was first to join us tonight. We'll see what the delay is. That's not too bad. It's a little faster than last night. Not great, but not instantaneous like I would like it to be. Tony was second. This will be interesting. I'm wondering if it does work. Rose, Tanjay TV was third. Good to see Rose. I watched most of her live stream this afternoon while I was trying to get some things fixed. Sid Vicious, good Lord. Who never believed in him for a lack of evidence. He was fourth. Greg was fifth. Ski Man's giving us some weather reports and updates. Apparently, you guys in Maryland are having some wind, rain, snow, just bad weather, right? Oh, wait. Don't bother Greg. He's eating, so I'll ask Ski Man in a minute. I'm going to skim through these. Ski Man says, it'd be here if the power holds up. So apparently the power held up. And I like this comment right here. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought Jim's stream today was really good. Thought that went well. I can't wait for him to join after the stream and update us on how things are going. And I think that pretty Wintermute. Hello. Yeah. That's so Miss Jill Official is watching the live stream and attending a concert at the same time. That's talent. I have trouble watching two live streams at the same time, or watching a live stream and trying to do some editing. Never know that based on today's debacle, but yeah, that was fun. And I knew at one point in time I forgot to switch the scenes, and I thought 100% sure that I switched the scenes, but I clearly did not switch the scenes. And Naturally, that involved Greg's picture. Go figure. Go figure. Oh, Lonnie's live. Haven't seen her go live in quite a long time. Rick Lakes, I believe, is in chat. At least I thought I saw Rick. Yeah, Rick said he hadn't seen the premiere yet. I told him it's a doozy. And boy, is it a doozy. Greg's having steak, eggs, rice, and green beans. We had a combination of some kind of beef, carrots, potatoes, and I think what was supposed to be an imitation red pepper. It looked more like it was orange. Robert Michael joins us in chat. Hello, Robert. And it does sound good. Yes, it does. Let's see what this comes through as. There we go. Good to see Robert. Always enjoy having. I enjoy when everyone that is subscribed shows up and people that aren't shows up. But to make a comment now, you have to subscribe at least 5 minutes. I did go back to that a couple days ago. So, anybody got anything? I do have news to pass along after the stream about our good friend in Louisiana. And our friend south of the Mississippi might be joining us. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all we need to know.
Went to log in. I got a weird box that showed
Really?
up.
You should screen record that sometime, Sin, and share it with everybody so we can figure it out.
It was really weird because it was asking for permission to be, forwarded to a room. So I said yes and clicked on it, and then it opened up. But that never happened to me before, ever.
That does sound very. We don't have any breakout rooms running or anything, so.
It looked like I went into the waiting room and somebody let me in.
You probably did. I did have the waiting room. Thank you for reminding me. I actually had the waiting room enabled. Someone wanted to do a live stream. Somebody wanted to do a Zoom session with me, and they requested it be private. And I said sure. So I started Zoom. I enabled the waiting room, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and the person never did show up. So. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that moving forward, but I will figure something out.
That was just something that never happened before.
That's weird. That's very weird.
Ever since I went back into my Zoom account and edited everything out, it's just been acting wonky, I guess.
Well, yeah, the old saying is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes that rings true. Long Dog shows up and says, I'll be back. I have to go to the urban jungle and forage for food. Chris Garrett's humor, as only Chris Garrett could say. It's more or less Brian and I have been taking some friendly jabs back and forth in email. I may get in trouble for saying that, but it's been pretty funny actually. Where Doug and I do it on our streams, Brian and I, at this point in time, we're just keeping it cordial and in email, so to speak. Long Dog, you won't like the animals. Yeah, I tell you, we followed the car tonight. I swear to you, every intersection that was coming up, parking lot, street, whatever, turn signal on, nope, not turning. Turn signal on, nope, not turning. And the traffic in the outside lane was so thick tonight, I couldn't get over to get around this person. This went on for about 2 miles too. Even Mrs. K was getting frustrated. And I was going to make a comment, and I'll tell you guys later what it was, but at the time, I was on a Zoom call with Alex, so I decided, I said, I have a joke to tell. There's 3 of us here, but only 2 of us will get the joke. And sure enough, after we disconnected, I said the joke, and Mrs. K got it instantly. And of course, I knew it was going to be funny. Chris says, my internet went out right before the stream. Doug's stream or my stream, Chris? And I'm guessing if your internet's out, you're using a phone that has what? Cell towers nearby? I can't think of what that's called right now. Your stream is back now. Okay, it went out before mine and it's back. Yeah, we've been lucky. We had rain all day. Been a decent day, weather-wise anyway. Yeah, they're down 10 with 17 seconds to go. I heard commotion going on, so I wanted to go see what was going on. And they should have never lost to this team, but I seen one of the weirdest flagrant foul calls I think I've ever seen in my life. A player got knocked down, knocked over, and they called a flagrant foul on the player that got knocked over. Weird.
Okay, that makes no sense.
Yeah, it didn't. They replayed it about, I don't know, 100 times like they normally do from 13 different angles. And even the announcers were like, how do they get a flagrant foul out of this? And then the secondary question, which is borderline to the first one, was, how do they get a foul on this guy? He's the one that got ran into. He's the one that got knocked over. How does he get it? It brought me back to the days when I was in high school, when you played certain teams and you just knew the officials were not going to be in your favor at all. You know, I don't think that still goes on today. I'm probably naive in that, thinking that. But back in the 70s, let me tell you, that was run rampant here in Indiana. Rick Lake said, that's messed up. Yeah, it was messed up. I mean, the kid that got knocked down, the guy literally forearmed him and knocked him down. And they said, well, that's going to be a foul. This is just, and they said, is it going to be a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2? Well, it was a flagrant 2, which gets you ejected from this game and you can't play in the next game. Horrible. And they get like 100 free throws for it. So, anyway. Chris Garrett says, that ski man. No! Alex will never log into my system. Won't log into mine no more either. There's Jim. Hello, Jim.
Howdy.
Get everything working right and where it needs to be and doing all the stuff you supposedly wanted to do?
Yeah, more or less. I did check and plugging in the large TV into the HDMI port. It seems to work fine. I haven't, well, but it's also been through like 3 update cycles at this point.
Wow. So you suspected it might have been the cable?
I initially suspected it might have been the cable. Changed cables. That wasn't it. There's something weird. It would show up. It would show up in OBS only like momentarily, and then it would just say piss off.
Right.
So I'm not sure if any of the updates that were going on has fixed the problem in OBS. I'm about to find out.
Right. Yeah, we could see it actually when you put the HDMI in initially, or USB or whatever it was. We could see it blink and then blink again.
Right. Exactly.
So,
and it was just like, I don't understand why it's being fussy.
Right. It clearly was being fussy too.
But it's okay. We're going to check it again.
Looks to be a very nice laptop.
It's not bad. Yeah, there it is. Nope,
Working
nope,
now.
there it goes again. No, it came on.
Okay.
It did exactly the same thing. It does not like this capture card at all.
Huh.
That's interesting. It does not like, it sees it, and initially it comes up, but then it goes piss off.
Then it goes, I ain't doing this.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't quite understand why it's doing that.
Yeah, and you'll drive yourself up a wall trying to figure it out.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not going to matter all that much, quite frankly, um, because I mean, I'm pretty much done. There's not much else on this laptop that I really have to do. I do eventually have to put Linux Mint on it, turn it into a dual boot system because that's the way the other laptop was set up. And I'll do some backup and restore in that one. But yeah, I don't understand. It just does not like this capture card.
Huh.
That's weird.
So it's too bad your program that you use or the app that you use couldn't get both the Windows and the Linux at the same time.
No, it's a Windows only thing.
Okay.
Absolutely a Windows only thing.
All right.
Too bad. I bet it will. When you install Linux, it probably work with cap card.
There's a distinct possibility. Yeah, it's a distinct possibility. I'll find out later. I want to use this probably for roughly about anywhere between 2 weeks to a month before I start doing all the things to it.
Tinkering with it.
Yes, tinkering with it, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, Linux is not going on this right away. We're gonna play with it for a little while. Just make sure there's no other weirdness going on, and I'll approach that when I get there.
Yeah.
Not that-
Seeing your drink made me remind myself I need to send a message. I will be right
It
back.
could be just a Windows 11 thing, but I don't know. I
Well,
don't want to blame it out on Windows 11, but
it definitely does not like the capture card. I plugged it into the TV upstairs through the HDMI port. Wasn't a problem. Was not a problem. So it works. It's doesn't like the capture card, but I'll do it. I mean, who knows? I mean, I've seen this before where just for some reason you have these weird issues like this. And then you plug in like a different capture card, like maybe a USB capture card plug in, and it's like, okay, fine, I'm happy. I've seen that on other people's streams. So
Yeah. And then you watch my debacle and you see, oh, don't forget to change the scene. Oops. 42 minutes later.
really, 42 minutes later, I didn't.
It
watch.
felt like it, but no, it wasn't 42 minutes. I think the whole entire stream wasn't but about 28 minutes or so. But no, I was sitting here cringing at, oh my God, change the scene, change the scene, change the scene. I completely forgot to do it. But I was successful in everything I did. And then I did mess with the macro today. We are running the macro right now. And this actually was, I cut it down to 10 seconds because I'm not going to sit here for a half hour at a time. And I finally got it tuned in to where I really like it. Moved the macro to the macro monitor, forgot all about it. And Bill and I were talking, and I don't know what he said, but he said something. I was like, oh, heck, I got to change the macro back from 10 seconds to 30 minutes. Otherwise, we're going to have the quickest stream ever for a live stream. Because it would have went boom, 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 and be done. I think maybe off the top of my head, maybe a minute and a half, maybe between all the things that run. Oh shoot! Yeah, I think I got it. From 12 hours to 10 seconds. Yep, that's no. Now I must correct you. It was not 12 hours. It was 11 hours and 55 minutes. Now I know that because YouTube told me it was. I know I saw 12 hours, 5 minutes, and some change. I will eventually let that go. About the same time I get Windows 11. Speaking of Windows 11, Josh. Oh, he's not back yet. Josh asked me to update Aunt Mary's computer. He forgot to tell me it was Windows 11. I found out the hard way.
Yeah, I would imagine you did. Jesus.
I thought you knew her computer was a Windows 11.
No, I did not. I mean, for Josh Kinder to say as many times, I want to get divorced. He's got Windows 11. She's got Windows 11. I mean, it just.
But he's got 10 on the computer you rebuilt.
Right, but he's got 11 on the Nook that he has. Would be Windows 12. Really have no idea. Yeah, I don't know at this time what it's going to be. It's going to be It's going to be anything but what's on my system, or that's didn't come out the way I wanted to. Yeah, Windows 11 will never be on this computer. Now watch, it'll force itself on there tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess it will. Well, actually, no, in your case, it probably doesn't. You don't have things turned on, I don't think.
I don't know if I have, what is it, TMP or TPM or whatever it is.
PPM is in the system. My guess is it probably not on by default. As soon as you enable that and have secure boot on it, then I will guarantee you within
30 seconds to be on there.
yeah, Windows 11. Oh, hey,
Yeah, really. Yeah, let's not go 30 seconds. Let's at least give me a month. I mean, come on
Oh,
now.
it's not, oh no,
It has not.
no,
Really?
no.
You think it would be within a month?
It'll be within a day.
Wow.
It's asked on my laptop, but it has not forced the install.
Well, I haven't updated today on my machine yet. I'm going to do that in a little bit, and I'll not be a happy camper if it does.
It's not going to do it unless the TPM is enabled, which it probably isn't. It's not going to do it unless secure boot is also enabled, which you probably don't have that enabled. Those are BIOS settings.
Right, and my question is, there's no way to determine that without going into BIOS, right?
Correct.
Okay. So,
You can check something in Windows to see if secure boot's on.
Well, if you run the PC Health app that Microsoft has, if you download that and run it on your system, it'll tell you
Cable's
what's
ready,
on and
all
what's
you
not.
gotta do is connect it
do I, Greg?
by the mouse.
Run that by me in English, please. Say again. Is he talking to us or his son?
I can't tell.
I
I
can't
was
either.
talking to my son.
There we go.
Right. Now it suddenly makes sense.
Yes, it does. Like, oh, cool. I got to connect the cable to my mouse, and I'll know if this is all hooked up.
No, I ran another Ethernet cable down to the finished basement so he could connect it to his Xbox.
Nice. How are you in crawl spaces?
As long as they're not real tight.
I was told the one that's under this house is pretty nice. I mean, I'm not going to get under there and experiment with it or test it. I need to run 2 more cables. There's no rush on it whatsoever. However, I got the craziest message today on my phone. I'm sitting here doing something and my phone buzzes, and I just glance over and starts out, "Hi, Kenneth." Well, nobody calls me Kenneth. Nobody. My mom will call me Kenneth, and I'm in trouble. But other than that, nobody calls me Kenneth.
Oh, you
It's
have
either
that same
Ken-
problem too. Okay.
Yeah, it's either Ken or Rick, okay? Everyone on outside of my family, my mom, my brother, my sister, my cousins, and my aunts, Rick. Everyone else in the world, thanks to the Filipinos, she's not here, is she? Okay. Anyway, it's Ken. So I'm okay with that. But hi, Kenneth. And then it goes down here from there. The guy says, "I was wondering if you'd be interested in a cash offer for your property at," and he lists my address. I just, at the time, was on a Zoom meeting with a couple of people, and I said, "Yeah, I'll take an offer of $450,000. That's where we're going to start." And I deleted them. I showed Mrs. K, and she was like crazy. She even knew it was wrong. So I deleted it and reported it as junk.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so you have the same problem I do. Nobody calls me James except my mother and my wife. And either one of those call me James, I'm in deep doo-doo.
I don't think Mrs. K has ever called me Kenneth. She has actually from time to time jokingly called me Rick. Because I'm like, "What?" And then she was like, she gets that grin on her face. Yeah, with Mom, Kenneth Richard, Kenneth Richard Stout, in that order. That's it. It escalated. Kenneth, you knew you might be in trouble. Kenneth Richard, you better start being concerned. Kenneth Richard Stout, you better be running. And you know you're in trouble when they start calling you your siblings' names. That's when you know you got
James Stout.
problems.
And Rick KJ3N. Is that your last name? KJ3N? No, I know.
The comedy comic of Chris Jerry. Chris, good night. See you. I'm out here.
English.
English. Yeah, English. Me, Jeff. If Jeffrey came out, look out. Batting practice in session. Yeah, I've had conversations with Mrs. K about growing up, and she cannot comprehend what it's like to get your butt beat with a twig or a stick off a tree. She has no idea what that's like. That's another way you knew you were in trouble. When my dad said, "Go find me a stick," you knew what was coming. And of course, we tried to be cute and get the very, very most littlest one we could, not realizing those hurt more. And she just sent me a message and answered a question I asked roughly 3 hours ago.
Well,
I know she's at work and I know she's busy, so I can't get
What
too
would
upset
your
about
dad
it.
say?
Kenneth
nowadays?
Richard Stout.
What would your dad say nowadays if you was in the store and cutting up and somebody, like they do nowadays, say you can't whip your child? If they say you're not supposed to do that, what would your dad tell them?
Probably something to the effect is mind your own business or I'll show you exactly what I can do. My dad had I don't want to say quick trigger, but for lack of not knowing how to explain it, he was pretty quick to pull the trigger.
Well, there's people that's got in trouble for leaving kids in the car. But when I was young, we had to stay in the car sometimes at the store with the windows down.
Yeah, we clearly, most of us here grew up in a different time and a different way of life than what we are right now. I remember, hey, I'm going to run in the store. They windows would be down. They'd run in the store or whatever. Nowadays, you're not going to do that. I think if my dad saw a child being abused, he probably would step in and do something. Now, and it'd have to be true abuse, not discipline. And back then, it would have been abuse. Clearly, except for today, in today's society, you raise your voice to your child, and you've got to think twice about doing that.
I saw somebody one time at Kroger that left a dog in the car, and I was gonna call on them, and I think that somehow the manager got involved, and he said not to, but a customer came along. I think that customer called. So I don't know why the manager didn't want to call, but
Probably didn't want Kroger to get involved with anything that might have come out of it.
shouldn't
Plausible deniability. I believe
I
that's
can't
how that
remember
goes.
if I asked the manager if I should call or if I don't know, but if I did, I shouldn't have never asked. I should have just called.
Should have just right. Yeah. 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 I don't look forward to where the world's going to be when my grandchildren are in their 20s and 30s and moving forward. It scares me. It really does scare me. I left the wife in the car one time and now she shops alone. That worked out perfect. Yeah. Yeah, here's the card. I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. That has its own perils too, but that's
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah. Um I don't know that I would do that.
well, I have to say, I'm somewhat impressed. This thing's been on battery for at least 4 hours. It's still going.
You haven't plugged it into charge since you opened it up?
No,
Oh yeah, you did briefly.
I'd had it plugged in, and it indicated that it had a full charge at some point during the stream. And I've got it. It's on battery saver right now, but it says There's 11% remaining. It claims an hour and 5 minutes. I don't think that's true, but it's been on battery since at least roughly, I want to say 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Well, you're coming up on 5 hours then.
Let's say 5 o'clock. Let's be gracious. Let's say it's been on battery since 5 o'clock.
Right.
That might be good. I mean, it might be right. You stay on that long on battery.
Well, it's certainly better than the other one, which if it lasted 30 minutes on battery, it was lucky.
So,
Even-
and you've been doing something pretty much practically all day on it, haven't you?
Yes.
So yeah,
Even
that
my
is good.
older one from 20, I think it's 2017 or something. It lasts a good while still. At least an hour and a half on battery.
Yeah, the one laptop we've got, with what we were given it, we were told it had to have brand new battery put in it. It's you either got to have it plugged in or you don't use it. The brand new battery's dead.
Well,
If
it
they
might
even
be.
put it
It
in.
might not be an OEM battery. It might be just a third party.
Oh, I don't know. I was going to say something about Doug's stream this morning. Shoot. It wasn't about when he was showing YouTube's wonderful logistical ability to keep analytics straight on your views. But I don't remember what it was about. It'll come back to me. That cracked me up, though. He did say, well, I just want to briefly talk about this. And briefly for Doug is like the Microsoft moment.
Yeah.
Ski Man asked, is that an 18650,
Whether or not
18,650 battery
I think
pack
I've
or
made
flat
progress.
lithium ion battery?
I have no idea. I can probably find out, but I have no idea at the moment.
All right, we've got the streamer going out, so I'm just going to give the generic shout out to everybody on YouTube. Thank you very much for being here. I did see a couple of the new subscribers in earlier. I did see 4 or 5 in on the premiere, which was nice. I get it. There's a 13-hour time difference between here and the Philippines and here and a couple other places. And everything's backwards. When it's my nighttime, it's their morning. When it's my morning, it's their night. And, you know, for someone to either stay up, like Ran Israel stays up sometimes till all hours of the night just to catch us. And I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys too. I don't want you guys to feel left out. And we're going to talk about that right after the stream ends. And wow, did that run properly?
Oh, don't perish the thought.
Yeah, something I did run right. I don't think it ran properly. I'm not going to rerun it. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to try to do a premiere tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to try to do a daily Da Vinci tomorrow. Clearly today, gotta go. Thank you, everybody. I'm waving and they can't see me. I need my head looked
I've
at.
got a spinner already for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't ended the stream.
Well, it must be me then. Yeah.
Firefox?
There it goes. It's running.
Is it back? All right.
Yeah, it's back.
That's what it was I was going to say. I am not going to stop the stream for a second. I'm going to go back to the Zoom setting. That made me, that reminded me of what I wanted to say. So today on Doug's stream, monitor number, whatever, the big one here had Firefox. The little one had Google Chrome. Started both, watched the trailer, whatever it was. I'm waiting. As soon as the stream started, Doug was like 15 seconds ahead on Firefox, and there were 2 ads on Google Chrome.
Okay.
So Google Chrome actually holds, or didn't hold the stream, because when they started, it was caught back up, which was good. I didn't have to forward anything. You would think that they would run the ads and then start the stream. I'm going to run another test again tomorrow and see if I can duplicate the same findings or not. So now I will end the stream. Good night, everybody on YouTube. Generic, goodbye. Oh, you know what I forgot to do too? I know. Well, when I waved, there was green between my hand. Now there's no, well, there's a little bit of green. Anyway, good night.